Okay, I know what you guys are thinking. Why didn't you just get a 17, 17 Pro, or even a 17 Pro Max? Well, two things. One, I am completely broke. And two, don't get me wrong, I want to review the 17 series, but I like to do this thing where I basically get a better deal and I bring it to you guys' attention, just so you guys might be able to save a little bit more money. So this is the iPhone 15 Pro, and I got this in a deep blue with 128 gigs. And like I said before, I wanted to try and get a better deal before reviewing the actual 17, so the way that I got this phone was through Facebook Marketplace. On Amazon or any other refurbished site, you actually can find this phone for about 600 renewed, and then like up to 700 if you kind of scale it. While on Facebook, the guy was actually asking for 500. I started to ask further questions to see if he can actually talk down on the price, and he told me that the phone had an 86% battery health. I kind of used that to my advantage to negotiate, and we actually talked it down to like 425-ish. We both agreed, and then I actually went out to go get it. Now we did settle on like 425-ish, but I had a bunch of 50s from the ATM, and he wasn't going to be worrying about the extra dollar. So really, I got it for 400, which after looking at it from like the refurbished sites, it was actually a really good deal. Like $300 in savings from like the renewed version, and then like over $600 for like an iPhone 17 Pro. So best to believe that I was pretty excited to even have this. So I fired it up, gave it a little juice, and then we started the transfer process from my Android to the iPhone. With Samsung, if you're switching from iOS, it's actually completely seamless. You download Smart Switch and everything kind of goes over. Tell me why, as soon as I tried to switch it from Android back to iOS, it was the most headache driven thing. I tried doing it for my backup whenever I had the iPhone 14. It didn't want to transfer everything. Then I tried to download the move to iOS thing on my Samsung, and it did the exact same thing. After like 2 hours, it was actually time to start the transfer process, which was about 5 hours, by the way. I didn't even have that much stuff to begin with, so I was like, okay, maybe it's just calculating all the stuff and, you know, it's gonna short the time. Nope, it was about 5 hours. And I was also curious on how iOS 26 was gonna handle on the 15 Pro better than the iPhone 11, because we all know what happened. Wait, what is that noise? But honestly, after using it a couple of times, iOS 26 is not only smooth, but there's some things that I want Samsung to actually implement into their devices to make sure everything is kind of on the same playing field, which I'll make that into like a future video. The phone also came with a case from ESR, which they do make some really good cases, but it started to yellow a little bit. So I went ahead and actually got a different clear case, and then also went to the mall to get this matte one, and it looks really good. Now I was pretty intrigued on how the performance would stack up against an S25 Plus, which I know it has a better chip and everything, but I honestly wanted to see how relevant it would still be in 2025. And honestly, the performance was not that far off, and I don't think my opinion is going to change whenever I do upgrade to the 17 Pro, because if you're still having it right now, I think you can still last another year for the iPhone 18 if you want to go that route. This has a 5.7 Super Retina XDR display, which I honestly think is the perfect size for a smartphone. We don't really need these big phones that they're producing unless you have big hands like Shaquille O'Neal. This is rocking the A17 Pro chip, which from the statistics that I did from the benchmark, I still think it's pretty relevant in today's year. It's still going to have plenty of software updates for another like 3 to 4 years, so to speak, because look at the iPhone 11, it's still kicking. And I believe this deep blue is better than the other deep blue that is on the iPhone 17 Pro. It's a lot stronger with the titanium body than the aluminum to another material that I simply cannot pronounce. See, I told you, so it's safe to say it's going to survive at least 5 drops instead of, the occasional 2 on the 17, because I think they're having a lot of problems with the droppage on that. So yeah, this phone is going to survive a drop or 2. Or even more. And also, this still gets the Apple Intelligence that's found on the 16 and the 17. And honestly, if you're using it, it's not really that good, but I will come out with a video talking about how you can actually have this work for you. Now with the cameras, I'm probably gonna brief on it a little less because it's honestly good. Like if you go to the iPhone 15 or the iPhone 16 Pro, you're not going to be seeing much of a difference. And the reason why I'm making that point is you can make any camera kind of good. Like for the last couple of videos that I had, I was literally using the iPhone 11. and all it was a bunch of lighting and a bunch of filters packed onto it, and it actually came out pretty well. So it doesn't matter which number that you get, you're still going to have a pretty solid camera system. This does have slow charging compared to the iPhone 17 and the 17 Pro and the Pro Max, but honestly I don't really need a fast charger, because the way that I charge my phone, I believe everybody should be charging their phone, because it's not going to drain the battery health as much. But honestly, I am really enjoying this phone. I didn't really want to spend that much money on a new phone. Honestly, I think this phone still has another 2 to 3 years of not only software updates, but also just use in general before you can decide on if you want a higher end phone. Because this still gets all the features, this still gets that really good camera, this still gets a really good display, and this still gets a really good chip that's still relevant. And since it has all those extra features from the iPhone 16 and the 17 Pro, that just makes it a lot more valuable. And if you can find a deal on Facebook Marketplace, Back Market, or any of these refurbished sites, I honestly believe you should be considering it. This phone has not only saved a lot of money going out of my wallet, but it also saved me from experiencing those things to make sure that I actually like those new features if I ever want to make that leap up to a 17, you know what I mean? And it's always a nice experience going to an iPhone, and it definitely made me miss it a lot more. Enough about what I think. What do you guys think about the iPhone 15 Pro? Do you guys think it's still relevant in 2025, or do you think we should just throw it in the trash and just forget about it? I also want to take the time and welcome all the new people that decided to give this channel a chance. And we are also celebrating that we hit over 600 subs in a matter of, I think, 2 to 3 weeks. I deeply thank you guys from the bottom of my heart, and we're actually trying to hit 1,000 subs by the end of this year. And if we do hit that goal, I'm going to be doing another giveaway. I already know what I'm going to be giving away, but I gotta stay consistent in order for us to hit that goal. But if you do want to support me and also join the community, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It is free, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you so much.